nice roam top lane that really put Cuvée further behind on Vayne. And then at the very end, that was a very questionable base race that obviously really putting a lot of priority on her, and Gragas now coming in for T1, not Olaf. Alright, it's gonna be Olaf.
Hey, but you got Ornn right after. I mean, that's like...
That is true.
You know?
So they're trying to... It almost looks like Ornn's horns go into Olaf's beard. It's definitely very weird.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No? Alright, whatever. Anyways, listen.
They line up there on the left.
They do.
But on the right, I'm not sure. I might take that puzzle piece out if I was building that puzzle.
Lucian being hover... Oh, it's actually just going to be swapped over to Aatrox. As now we're going to move into the second ban phase. Now, the Ornn is obviously flexed mid and top. Aatrox, likewise, able to be flexed mid and top. And the Olaf is in a favorable jungle matchup inside of a vacuum, but we're going to have to see how the rest of the team composition pans out. As it stands right now, T1 has a lot of engage and a lot of desire to sort of have these wombo combo-y kind of team fights, and we'll see if they're going to draft further into that based on what they pick on R4. Probably going to choose support on R4 so they can retain counter pick on R5. And conceal if the Aatrox is mid or top lane.
Pretty common. We'll see what does get banned away here from the side of T1 once again. Blitz, the first support that was banned. Will they consider another one? Or maybe they want to target Tempt or Cuvée here potentially. With that Lucian ban, looks like they'll do just that. No Lucian for either of them, and no Mordekaiser will be played here in game number 3.
And, yep, there's the Thresh on R4.
Oh, Lahenz has got a big smile on his face. I feel like something sneaky might happen right now. It's Soraka Yuumi coming on in. It's your bay.
Let it flow through you, Valdez. Let the hate. Ornn looking like Darth Sidious right now. I am excited right now. This is actually very hard. Victor is going to have to find Soraka. Now, Syndra is also really good in a spot like, Cassiopeia is actually going to be locked in. Cassio is very dangerous. And the reason that I was saying that Victor is good is because once you get the movement speed on the Q, you can cast the Q, Soraka goes for the silence, you can reposition really quick and get off it. Cassio is locked into animations, however. And so, this can be a nightmare. Soraka hard counters Aatrox in top lane, annihilates him in team fights, destroys Cassiopeia in team fights.
Yeah.
Morello is going to be necessary in this game. Yeah, this is...
Oh, man.
We're going to need a Morellonomicon on Gragas and on Cassiopeia, and Executioner's calling on Aatrox. There is the enormous amount of healing that needs to be sliced in this game.
How about MF? Is she building one, too?
She's going to need a Mortal Reminder.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. That's it's kind of crazy. And so is this comp.
Yuumi, Aphelios, Ornn, Olaf, and Soraka. This is a disgusting team composition.
It wasn't Olaf. This might be your favorite composition of all time.
If it wasn't Olaf.
If it wasn't Olaf, we were so close. 4 for 5, man.
I like team compositions that don't let the opponents have fun.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
that's one of my favorites. But the Aatrox, Gragas, Cassio, MF, and Thresh, it feels really bad to say this, but they need to get very, very far ahead. Enormous amount of responsibility on Cuz this game. Going even is not enough. They're going to get outscaled by a million years.
Yep, does look that way as the rosters will flash and Summoner's Rift will be here to stay. As Soraka is back. Welcome back, Soraka. Nice hair you got going on there, and wings. Up in the top lane, of course, on the Korean solo queue ladder. I'm actually leveling up a new account. I got placed into like mid-bronze on a new MMR.
This is a cruel joke, isn't it, right? We're talking about solo queue real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just on a 17-game loss streak.
I just wanted to bring it to solo queue eventually so we could mention it once
deal.
on the broadcast.
Everyone's just going to make fun of me now. It's fine. Thank you, Valdez, for this. I was 5 wins from Challenger. I was getting plus 24, okay, in Grandmaster.
I bet you're getting minus 24 now.
I'm on an unprecedented 17-game loss streak, looking to continue it to 20 after the cast.
Continue tonight, right?
Yeah. If I can get into a game, all the teammates are dodging me and Shrimp. We've lost 17 games in a row. I've lost 300 LP.
Yeah, they look at your OPGG. They know you're just trolling your way down to Iron.
A lot of them. They're asking, how is this duo almost Challenger?
How did they get there?
Oh, no.
Good question. But, yeah, in solo queue you see a ton of Soraka top. I mean, I was getting it probably half of the games that I play it in.
It's Soraka is really, really good.
That she is.
It is a very powerful champion. I also really like the skin here. Personally, I think it's the, is it the Nightbringer? What is the new skin set? Dawnbringer and, you know what I'm talking about?
The new set is the champion set.
No.
Got him. No, but I don't really pay attention to the skin sets that come out, to be honest.
Well, okay. So, Cube on the Soraka. And the reason that I was mentioning that skin is because it's really hard to see the Starfall. So it's an advantageous skin.
Oh,
and sometimes in competitive, unless it's prohibited by Riot, which certain skins are, you kind of want to pick those skins.
Oh yeah, of course.
So
any advantage.
Any advantage that you can possibly get. You find out an opponent on the enemy team is colorblind, find out what color that is. Try to line up your skins for it.
Might as well.
Yeah.
That's such a Lesnick tactic, man.
Yeah. By any means necessary.
Yeah. Oh, Flash coming in. Tempt, he is a big boy, but not big enough. Especially this early on in the game. First blood going the way of T1. Nice little gank. Good wraparound there from Cuz to get on top of Horn.
That's a really big kill as well. Like I said, they need to get ahead. They need to make sure they have a nice gold advantage. Cuvée over here. He is in complete... He is absolutely safe. Cuvée is probably going to walk over there, maybe even Q. Nope, doesn't actually look like it. The wave's actually coming in. So... this is definitely looking quite good. Vista and Lahen's putting out a lot of damage. And you know, Yuumi, even though I don't really classify her as a mage support, but she kind of is. So I'm glad to see her.
Yeah. I mean, she is.
I mean, she is. She is. But you know what I mean.
She doesn't do enough damage for you anymore.
Yeah. The Riot changed her into being much more utility focused for healing.
Kind of healer.
Yeah. Although she did just get buffed a lot in 10-3 and then micro-patched.
Micro-patch buffed?
Micro-patch buffed, yeah.
Huh.
To compound on top of it, so.
Well, Hens is going to be happy.
As we take a look at this, and you can just see this was actually the last minion that Tempt wanted to get. He knows.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. Really, really, really good timing there by Cuz.
So this is 557 days since we first seen top Soraka. Or no, since we've seen Soraka, and the first time we've seen top Soraka.
Yeah.
In the LCK.
Last time we saw her, said that Gorilla was playing her. And, you know, she's honestly been such a busted champion for such a long time. It's really sad it took this long for people to realize how good she is. Now, some people might look at this, and if you're unfamiliar with what's been going on in high-end solo queue, or maybe anywhere.
Yeah. That's what I was saying when...
Soraka is S+ tier, and she doesn't necessarily win lane through traditional means. She just sort of goes even. But if Soraka's going even, you're losing.
Absolutely.
So,
and she's getting a lot of golds that she might perhaps not get in the support role, which means earlier items and just more fun, as Yuumi is on top of an Olaf who's level 6. Always have to respect that. As here he comes. Not going to do much. They knew he was coming.
Cube actually missing quite a lot of these Qs, though, and that is what this matchup is all about, so that Soraka's able to stay permanently healthy, while the opponent is often too low to even get gank assistance. But Hanwha Life, they're going to pick up the Infernal. Now, this Infernal Dragon's really interesting when you consider that, you know, there's the champion that has shields and heals and stuff like that, which means that not just converting to damage, but obviously HP inside of a team fight. A little bit of extra going on there as Cube is going to recall right in front of a wave. He knows that, okay, Gragas could be on the left-hand side of the map. I don't want to get ganked underneath the turret and lose the game. So chooses to sacrifice the wave because, again, Soraka, she can fall behind a little bit and still be completely fine. So a really good decision by Cube there. As when we think about the Ornn items as well, Soraka, depending on how the game goes, she could build Death Cap and get Rabadon's Death Crown, but usually it'll either be the Zanya's Hourglass upgraded or the Redemption, as Faker looking for...
Ooh, missed that Q.
Yeah.
Second Q was not enough. As it did miss, did go wide. Ornn just happy to stick around in the mid lane, build his items here. Haru currently with the most CS in the game, more than even Faker, and that's just Olaf things.
When you consider the Infernal Dragon, the gold advantage is in favor of Hanwha Life. And, oh no. That was really weird. Faker's movement. As Vista gonna come in here now, and they are invading the blue and taking this away from a teleportless Cassiopeia. It's a big deal.
Absolutely.
It's a very, very big deal. They're actually going to give that to Olaf, as Teddy and Effort are recalling. I'm thinking that they're going to do a lane swap and go for Rift Herald. That would be the only thing that would make sense on a teleport timing here when Dragon's down.
Well, one of them is. It looks like Effort is going to head up to the top side. Teddy, meanwhile, is going to continue down to the bottom lane.
So one of the interesting things that you can do here is you could actually rotate bottom to Herald, take it, and then put bottom in top lane, and get the leg up on the tempo for the initiated lane swap. And then in the 2v1, they'd be able to get plates against the Soraka, and even if the plates and stuff go down in bottom lane, it would end up being a better overall trade because you still would have 3 minutes until the Cloud Dragon, and you'd also get that Herald, which could then be used to actually crack the mid-tier 1. But as played, they're just playing it really safe, and Haru now running, and now actually Hanwha Life is going to be the one to do this. So,
yeah. Well, someone's listening, LS. One of the teams. They're going up here to the top side. That's going to be identified now by T1. In the bottom side, there's no bottom lanes. They have to know that they are somewhere, especially with the sweep of the ward that does get taken out. Rift Herald is theirs. T1 not going to stick around it. We see a lot of go pings up to the top lane. So it looks like that is the potential destination of a lot of members of T1 now. Might see some butting heads early on in this game.
And Hanwha Life, they have the Rift Herald. They didn't summon it. Which is a little surprising. Maybe they want to wait for the cannon wave. That does seem what it does look like.
Perhaps they saw the Predator Gragas coming in too, and there is that 1 second window where I believe you still can interrupt it. I say believe because I don't know if I've ever actually seen it happen.
I've never seen it happen.
Because
I
in
don't
solo
even know
queue,
if
it's like,
possible.
you know?
Yeah, I really don't know if it's possible.
When is anyone really going to get that 1 second window?
Feel free to tweet at Valdez or I if you know the answer on if you can actually interrupt the current Herald.
Hey, look,
The
it's Ornn.
silence.
Ornn is he's pretty good. He's able to push them off the turf for quite a while, but Bullet Time's still able to do a nice amount of wave clear and pushes them away from that tier 2 that they were desperately trying to get against the teachings of
T1.
LS.
They're so far. Oh, Haru might. Oh no.
Haru is
T1's gonna
turning
die.
Teddy
Oh!
is trying to use that lantern. He is able to get away for it then, but not enough. As Silence comes in, Cuz gonna go down. Not able to flash on time, and the 2-for-1 comes in for Hanwha Life.
Haru didn't get the heal, I don't think, from Cuvee. And had he done that, Effort would probably die too. They'd lose top tier 2. The healing is invalidating any of the spell casts on the side of T1. So basically, Cassiopeia, she may as well be auto-attacking in a team fight. And that's what Soraka does, is rather than carry by deleting someone through raw damage, she basically grapples with someone one-on-one, denies all the damage they can do, morphs the terrain to be favorable to her team via her silence, and then casts the R. So if we take a look at this, yeah, the R not quite there. Had it been there, this would have been lights out. Soraka is a hyper carry, even though most people don't perceive her as such, and it's because of her ability to basically put force fields over her teammates and prevent them from taking any damage. And it's a different spin on carry. It's not one that people are used to seeing, but she is a hyper.
But carries do damage, LS.
Or not always. You ever been carried by a priest?
No,
you know, in an MMO?
Doesn't happen.
No, that doesn't. Yes, it does.
That's true, actually.
You can get
We've
carried.
got a great Holy Paladin in my guild, actually.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you see it in other areas of games, MMOs. You can be carried by healers. There are certain healer classes that are so strong they just deny death, and that's a carry in itself. And that's what Soraka does. And there's no other champion in the game that does it as good as her.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun, and I have no doubt in my mind we'll be seeing more of her, regardless of how this game does go, especially because of the current solo queue climate in Korea, and no doubt abroad. Down will go the turret. This Senlahen's able to group up and pick that one out. As now, I mean, we're still very early on in this game, but a lot of objectives already have been taken out. The top tier 2 not going down. That's really the only other one that was attacked heavily that stayed alive. No Drake now for 4 minutes or so after Hanwha got the Cloud and Infernal.
It's a mountain, which is actually insane for Hanwha Life because they have the magic resistance already on Soraka. So she's also going to build more tank items. Oftentimes she'll get the Spirit Visage can be her second or her third item, depending on how she wants to build. Olaf obviously going to build resistances. Ornn loves resistances.
Yeah.
And Yuumi, well, Yuumi doesn't really get much value out of Mountain Drake because she's always living inside of someone else. And
a parasitic kind of lifestyle for sure. As Haru in a bit of trouble here. That poison once again a miss. Faker, those follow-up poisons haven't been on top of it, but again, had the zoomies from the Yuumi, not the easiest thing to take out. Tons of plates taken out in this game, by the way, as you can see, 1,200 to 1080 in favor of Hanwha Life in terms of gold. As just some skirmishing in the river, but no one actually going down. And so very even game state that we do have in this one, but a couple of Drakes going to Hanwha, whereas T1 have the slight advantage in terms of gold.
Cube gets zoned out of the cannon. It's actually a pretty big deal. He's still a little bit ways away from 11. Teddy using his ultimate, trying to poke Philios. And, okay, Faker has to be really careful here, even though he has 2 levels up. Does seem like he is going to be recalling.
He picked up 2 needlessly large rods. That's a very big spike.
He's going for Rabadon's death cap.
Yeah. Means he was sitting on 2,500 gold plus.
And the really weird thing about this is you need the healing reduction.
Yeah.
So the M-Pen against some of the targets right now on Hanwha Life would be valuable. But the healing reduction is going to be so important inside of this game than just straight up raw damage. Bit interesting to see that he's electing straight up for that death cap. I don't know if he's going to be able to complete it before the Mountain Dragon.
Oh, that's a big Ornn ultimate. We'll get the knock-up here on the Faker, having a lot of trouble. He's going to survive for now. A huge heal comes in, but they're just trying to jump on into them. And look at the sustain from the Soraka. Nobody is taking damage here for quite a long time. But again, still not able to take anyone out on the backside of it. A lot of damage items not quite built just yet. You'll notice on the side of Hanwha Life, it's really just Essence Reaver here for Aphelios. That is the only damage item outside of a phage. So a lot of skirmishing once again, but nobody's really going to die when you have this much healing, and T1 have a nice amount of disengage.
So definitely a close call with death for T1. Had they lost that fight just now and lost the mid-tier 1 turret, lost the Herald, lost the Mountain Dragon, I would be really close to calling the game. But they've managed to stay alive. They're going to have one more chance. The question for me is how much gold is Faker pooling right now? Because normally when you recall on double needlessly large rod, you're still about 3.5 minutes away from completing death cap, factoring in the normal GPM of a mid laner.
Yeah.
And so we see actually Faker.
Do a quick calculation on his total gold.
I'm not.
Go. What? How much is a Seraph's Embrace?
I'm from NA.
You're from Rhode Island, so
Yeah.
That's like the NA of
I was talking to Weird Champ yesterday in my chat, the LCK caster. Yeah, Weird Champ.
Everybody's favorite caster.
Yeah, and he actually thought that Rhode Island was an island.
It's not. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a peninsula.
Yeah, I know. I'm from New York. We're close by. As okay, kind of turn here. They're gonna get the knock-up onto the Cassiopeia.
Oh, this is very sloppy by Hanwha Life.
Yeah, not the cleanest fight here. The turret is gonna go down. They're trying to burst down this Mountain Drake. Who's gonna get it? It resets. Ornn's going in, but misses the knock-up. Has the Yuumi on the back of it. The bullet time gonna separate Pep, and he's actually gonna go down. It was enough burst damage. Kana, oh there, buddy. Gotta take it slower. Nice little follow-up hook, but it's not gonna be enough. As the Ornn going too deep, and then a perfect cast by Cuz, able to separate him, keep him in the bullet time, and burst him down. T1 also going to pick up that Mountain Drake.
We saw T1 win in similar fashion against Damwon when they're out-comped in a way. They remain more patient, they stay steadfast basically, and eventually the opponent just loses the patience and tilts into them.
Yeah.
And they won their series earlier this week in similar fashion. You see the patience on them right now. They're not going in to Hanwha Life, and then Temp tries to go for that knock-up right there, but even from that angle, it's actually not going to be that bad for T1 to just play front to back and keep kiting. And it's not the way that Hanwha Life wants to conduct these team fights, and so T1, slowly but surely, remaining in this game. They're finding the openings in these dreadful spots to stay in it, and it's really good. Faker now gonna complete that Rabadon's death cap. As also the XP, Faker level 13,
yeah.
Kana level 12. Cube
finally hits 12.
He's still level 10, and this is a byproduct of the lane allocation that Hanwha Life is going with. So, the Soraka definitely under-leveled at this point in the game.
Yeah, needs more time. Shout out to Effort, nice little play there in the fight to help secure the kill onto Tempt, who, just lost his patience. It was like a HLE that got leashed too far into the jungle. He's like, no, I gotta go back. I gotta go back to T1 and attempt to engage here, but it was a little bit too deep that time around. T1 definitely playing a very balanced and relaxed game of League of Legends, it looks like. Relaxed not in a negative tone at all, just, very calm and collected. And the death cap is now up for that Cassiopeia that has 2 massive items. 1-0 and 1. Has the most farm in the game as well as of this minion wave. Gets ahead there of Teddy. So this time around, Faker, we didn't really get to see him in a late game kind of 5-on-5 style in game 2 because it was so wonky. There were so many different lanes being pushed and a split push style enacted out by Hanwha Life. But this time around, I think we will see a lot more 5-on-5 with Ornn on the enemy team, Soraka for great team fighting. Speaking of which, looking for Faker this time around. He's going to dodge that one, but still he will get locked down by the silence. A little bit too far down the lane, and welcome back, Ornn. He's pretty good at forcing engages. Yuumi picking up that kill, though. We'll have to see what Lahens can actually end up purchasing. Okay, this is angry. They're going to get the lockdown. Bullet time comes in. Nice little hook. And the cask is going to kill the Aphelios. Oh boy, where was the follow-up? And the Lantern is massive. Effort is playing a godlike game of Thresh in this one. And the follow-up not there on time, and Aphelios just gets dunked with the fadeaway by Cuz.
Cuz managing to throw the cask. He had to obviously hope that Cube would cast the ultimate, who he did cast it a little bit late. We take a look at the replay. Really good pickoff by Hanwha Life onto Faker, who's in mid lane, and then watch this fight again. Inside the red jungle, Haru auto-attacks the Baron, actually loses a lot of his HP, flashes the wall, goes in, no Soraka ult on the Aphelios. So, Cuz doing what he can to add damage and try to separate them, ends up getting a kill in the process, and that's twice now.
There's no point in picking Soraka if you don't save your teammate. We've all had that Soraka in solo queue that's in the top lane or in the bot lane, doesn't notice a fight going on somewhere else, and then you die when you would have been saved by the ultimate. But it's not really excusable here at the pro level. If you're picking that pick, you have to have good map presence and know exactly when to go for that ultimate. It's a great mechanical play overall from T1. Shout out to Effort, who's having an awesome game of Thresh so far. Cuz obviously looking pretty stylish on his Gragas. Here comes the engage now from T1, and the big time force coming in. The flash here from Faker will be knocked up though, as the disengage will be successful this time around from Hanwha Life. As even from downtown, Vista sniping a bit of damage onto Faker. Now Haru and Tempt looking to potentially re-engage here.
And they're back to full HP, basically.
Yeah, welcome to Soraka and Yuumi land.
Faker gonna try to heal up, though, off Gromp. He's doing a really great job at doing so.
All right.
Tempt, I don't know. Oh, that's a nice silence.
Yeah, it's perfect. And they're gonna have to give that one up. For T1, it's not giving away the Dragon Soul, so with the silence and clogging up that lane, I think it's the right idea to give it away.
Which is really close. Remember, had Hanwha Life gotten the first Mountain Dragon, this could have just been the Soul. And with that, probably the game. but gonna stay alive. But now the ornaments are coming in. Black Cleaver on the Olaf, giving him more HP. Little bit of AD as well. Lahens and Haru just clearing out vision. But in terms of other ornaments, we're going to have Infinity Edge, and then it looks like Luden's Echo. We're going to take a look at this replay first, though. T1 said the time is now.
Yeah.
Faker runs in there, but the silences all the lockups. Beautiful Ornn ultimate this time by Tem.
Vista never dies.
He just
never dies. He gets
can't
healed.
Die. Yeah.
He gets healed to life. Over and over and over. There was an insane amount of burst damage coming in from Faker, and the bullet time right on top of Aphelios, and it just didn't matter. You have Soraka and Yuumi on top of you. You are not going to die.
At this point, Ornn gonna just wait until he has level 14, upgrade that Infinity Edge. Luden's Echo is going to be the purchase for Lahens. So he'll get that CDR value out of the item. He'll also get the proc, so he can add a little bit more damage. And T1 does clump up quite a lot.
Looks like Spellbinder next for Faker. And, well, they do have one Morellonomicon and one Executioner's Calling on Gragas and Aatrox, respectively. But is that enough? I mean, we've seen times where Faker and Teddy are engaging, so there's no healing reduction, and if they had some, perhaps that would have been a dead Aphelios.
Well, the good thing about Gragas having it is his cast can hit multiple targets, which is really key in a fight, especially because Hanwha Life, they like to fight while clumped up. They like to hold, well, ideally, a Phalanx, protect the Aphelios, and then obviously turn the tables with Ornn, who should really just be using his ultimate defensively against T1. Now we'll take a look at...
Whoa!
Wait, what? That was
a replay.
They're ahead of us. That was a replay of what just happened.
Was it?
Yeah, I think we're behind.
No. Did we accidentally get put into the death chamber with an echo?
I think that
what happened
I
here?
think that we're actually behind. The broadcast is not, in fact, live. I think that we've been exposed. We're actually in LA right now. That's why the arena is so silent right here.
Yeah, that's why everybody on Twitter is in on it as well.
The jig's up, Valdez.
Everybody that comes to the LCK arena in Seoul, quote unquote, not actually in Seoul.
Oh man, well,
exposed, man.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean
Somebody
to do
called
it.
Jacob Wolf.
Yep.
This is
I'm gonna need to report on that one.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
They actually flew out, both T1 and Hanwha Life, to play at the studio.
Yeah, we were talking about how cold it is in Korea. We did our research.
Yeah, we did.
We were ready for this. Professionals.
So both teams continuing to scale up. Another ornament now completed. Molten Edge on Vista. And even though Hanwha Life are down 6,000 gold, or about actually a little, 5,500, the Infernal Dragon is doing a bit to reduce that in terms of how much actual value is going in there. But...
And the mountain.
Yeah, the mountain as well. The ornaments are coming in. So the gold is probably actually in Hanwha Life's favor, all things considered. And then when you factor in team composition, they're definitely ahead right now.
Well, they're still going to have to deal with the question of Faker, who seems to be a madman on the Cassiopeia and has gone pretty mad with his item selection at the same time. But now it's really all about this Mountain Soul. One of the biggest objectives in the game now is the Dragon Soul. If you're watching new, this is
25 seconds. They need to not engage. Yeah. This is the exact way that Damwon lost. You can see the teleport
Yeah, where's
ward.
that teleport? There's that one in the enemy jungle.
Oh, the healing.
When is it going to come in?
What are they? Why are they holding? Just go into the mountain. Valdez?
Just take that damn drink. And, you know.
They know. Oh, no. This is going to be a Giga Flank by Kana.
Oh, no. A Giga Flank.
A Giga Flank.
I don't know if I've ever seen one of these.
It's come. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Aatrox is about to spread his wings.
On top of it, the bullet time is massive damage, but that's a big knockup from the side attempt, but he is all alone. All the Soraka heals in the world couldn't save him this time around. Haru going 1v2 at the same time. With Cuz picking up the dragon means that Hanwha going to be outsmarted and outplayed this time around by T1.
This is really, really good strategical play out of T1, getting that flank off as well. And again, the patience, this is the one thing that T1 has been displaying over and over so far in Spring 2020, is their resilience inside of a lot of these situations. Faker!
The fake play here, but Faker is going to be denied as he gets taken down, but it's still going to be a 2-for-1 in favor of T1. That nice little juke, it looked like, pretending to take the lantern and then actually going on in. Looking for a potential re-engage. Samp with the home guard. Not sure about that one. Not really going to amount to much, but we do know that T1 can't really go for the Baron anymore at this point in time.
Now, one of the questions, I guess, is how far away is Yuumi from Ludens? That's a very big item completion. Faker also now picking up Stopwatch. He'll have that available. 2 Control Wards as well in the bank. We take a look at this again, and this is just awful positioning. It doesn't matter how strong your comp is. When it's split up like this, Soraka doesn't know where to go. Do I go to Ornn? Do I go over to Haru? How do I use my silence? Vista doesn't even have a reliable way to deal damage, and this is just a positioning problem here.
Watch Faker.
좀
Well, it was his call to go in.
괜찮은 거 같네.
So it seems okay.
He says, yeah, it's okay.
이러면 애매하다.
He's like, oh, if it goes like this, it's kind of, iffy. And he's kind of right, too, because if they had just gone to Baron and looked for a potential turn with a, flash R from a Cassiopeia, it probably would have worked out better than just a 1-for-2 that they couldn't go for a Baron. And now they're just going to start up the Baron. Here we go. Haru in the front side looking for an entrance into this Baron pit. The Ornhorn this time around.
Again, they're going to get flanked.
Yeah, they're going to get flanked, and everything's going wide. Another cast, and a huge bullet time. Vista immediately gets bopped in the back line because taking a lot of damage. Haru is going mad.
He doesn't die!
And Kube is still alive. They take out the 80 carry, but the real hyper carry was Soraka the whole time. The big time turnaround at the end of that one. It was looking so good after Vista died, but it just didn't matter.
That's a resto Druid, Valdez. That is. She's got the hots on everyone right now.
Well, I've got the hots for Soraka in this game. It's a 4 versus 1 for people remaining alive, and Baron will go the way of Hanwha Life.
Oh, man.
It looked like the flank was going to be good. And it was for taking out Vista.
It was! He got the flank, but the Tree of Life that was Soraka just decided that you weren't going to actually die today.
Yeah. Watch Kive's positioning.
Yeah, I mean,
He tries
Kana,
to save Vista.
such
like,
a
nope.
great job, and then Kana can't kill Soraka even through the Grievous wounds. Over and over, Olaf refuses to die, looking completely immortal inside of this fight. Kana thinking to himself, what was that?
And it's not only Soraka, too, because the Yuumi was on top. And by the way, Ludens completed and buffed up by Ornn with that ornament completed on the Olaf the entire time. And
yeah.
We were kind of laughing at the Olaf pick, but in these fights, he's just going really far deep into the back of it with the Yuumi and the Soraka to heal him.
And the other really great thing about Olaf is he's able to actually build Spirit Visage, which increases the healing received.
There you go.
By both the Yuumi and the Soraka, which is almost invalidating the Grievous wounds that T1 has built. So I love this team composition, Valdez. This is 2 days in a row that I've gotten to see team comps that I've really like. I really like when opponents don't get to have fun.
And it has an Olaf in it too.
You know what? I'm gonna give it to him.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go to the Riot store after this game. I'm gonna buy the blue Olaf shirt. And I don't
believe you.
I'm gonna don that on stream later.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That would be that really would be a new thing for 2020. as Mountain Drake coming in here. Again, T1, they need 2 of them to get the Mountain Soul. Hanwha Life, though, should be pretty confident after the way the last fight went, and they see Aatrox this time around, so no flank is going to happen. Nice hook there, buddy. You're going up against Chad.
Oh, the pin!
Look at that guy in the back. Faker does nothing in this fight. The big-time bullet time, though, is there for Teddy. He stays alive the entire fight.
It doesn't matter.
As he flashed the wall. Oh, poor Kana. They don't have enough bursts to get through this comp anymore. After the initial beginning where you're like, oh, they popped someone, you have that spark of hope.
Can Aphelios just, can you just go tank at this point?
Yeah.
Like,
You were talking about Spirit Visage, who can build it. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, can Aphelios build Spirit Visage?
Oh, they got Kana.
Okay, trying to go in there.
No!
Steal Reno, and that is going to be a dead Reno T1. As Teddy now is going to go down here. Dragon Soul picked up by Hanwha Life. And that is going to be another shutdown there on top of the MF. Hanwha Life with this comp and with Dragon Soul and Double Dragon, Mountain Dragon, they are never, ever going to die.
They are never going to die. Absolutely right, Valdez. As really, Aphelios needs to just get a Guardian Angel. He'll have the resistances from Mountain, plus all the heals coming in. Look at this. The pin against the wall by Ornn. 3-man, even interrupted Gragas. Mid-body slam. Everyone refuses to die. Cube casts his barrier, though, even though he wasn't under any attack right here. He also flashes over the wall. You'll see it later in the clip. Oh. The smite going the way of Haru. He's also 3 levels up, so it's not like, not to shortcuts or anything, but he is trying to climb a mountain there.
Yeah.
On that smite fight.
He did really good for what he, the position he was in. Nice barrier, Vista. It's looking pretty good. And again, he does not have Bloodthirst or anything like that. That's just, that's Mountain Soul.
Redemption picked up by Cube and got the ornament upgrade as well. So, Redemption ornament upgrade is it doesn't feel the best. You get basically increased regions and then a little bit of extra stats, but definitely underwhelming compared to some other ornament upgrades, but it's either that or death cap for Soraka, and obviously the way that this game has been going, Cube being much more of a team player, not getting lots and lots of CS, not overly fed, can't really afford a death cap.
Faker's so angry, he's put in probably 30,000 of that 43,000 damage into Olaf. He just doesn't die. He ends every fight at 100% health. Okay, this time around, everybody's got the Morellos, the healing reduction on top of him, but still Ornn is going to survive.
He'll be full in a second, just give him a bit. He's getting there!
Oh man, Haru not gonna die, and Temp's also gonna avoid that hook.
T1 is
effort.
all in right now, trying to chase this team composition down.
They're not backing down. You gotta be careful though. They don't really have a way to Vista this time around, only Kana and Faker with flashes available. Big push in the bottom lane. That was nicely set up by T1. Baron now, though, 40 seconds. Let's see how Hanwha want to navigate this position of the game. It doesn't look like this turret's going to go... Oh.
This is actually really big.
I think it will.
Oh,
never mind.
Oh.
God, melee minions. Or
they heard
range
you.
Minions.
They, heard you. They got spooked.
Focus.
They got spooked. It's your fault.
Yeah. We were all watching them, and yeah, should have taken that one out.
All right. Well, not that big of a deal. As T1 now, they're in position. I think they're just going to try to burst. They have Cassiopeia.
They have pretty good turn.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, the problem is they're going to lose out on the... Oh, no. I smell it.
Oh, you
geez.
smell what the... Whoa,
What?
He missed it! He missed the knockup. The Baron is going to go the way of T1, and they all get out scot-free.
Was he on the miasma?
No, he moved. He just went late. From what I can tell, we're going to have to take a look at the replay, but it looks like Tempt did not get R2 on the Ornn ultimate. That's one of the main reasons you play that champion.
This is actually a big deal. The Baron stats mean a lot at this point in time. Let's take a look at the replay here. And, yeah, Tempt looking like me. Right there. Couldn't quite land the arm.
That's an LS move right there. Oh boy.
Oh.
If they get the knock-up, you know, probably would have taken out 1, 2, 3 members in the pit. But the way it stands, now T1 has Baron for 2 minutes, so that will actually bleed into Elder Dragon uptime by about 32 seconds, it looks like.
Oh man, well, Elder Dragon, that's the out for T1. Doesn't matter about your heals.
Yeah.
If they can just bring you to 20%, then...
And they will.
They've
They've done that a lot of times.
They have.
Yeah, they brought a lot of people to 20%, and they just get from 20 to full.
It also makes Soraka's balancing act with the second part of her ultimate a lot more difficult. So, we shall see what ends up happening. I do imagine that this is going to go to the Elder.
Absolutely. 40-minute line just crossed here. And it doesn't really feel like the gold matters anymore. Everybody's kind of got their items and where they want to be right now. Obviously, Yuumi getting more and more items would be pretty nice. Soraka also 2 items down. That is a couple of items you could look towards.
The thing about this, though, is that T1 is going to be down summoners. They're not going to have Flash on Cassiopeia and on Effort, 2 really big champions to have Flash on. And also Teddy, not going to have the heal available, but Faker will have it.
Tempt doesn't have his flash, although not sure if that's going to matter too much. As Ornn, as long as he doesn't miss the second part of his ultimate, should be okay.
Ooh. Gaga's going to be able to heal that back up just by taking a chug of his beer.
They're considering
or whatever that is.
Forcing a sustained game here in the mid lane. A bit of K-Ram going on here with the Elder Dragon up and ready to be taken down.
And
they know they can sustain a million times better than T1.
So this kind of poke is very different. No, you can't just give up Elder.
No, you can't.
So I think Kana is going to go for okay, well, that's not the TP I thought that he was going to take, but let's see how this pans out. T1 got the scuttle crash. No, he's going to get interrupted.
Nope, no, he's not. He gets the knock-up here on a Faker, and the flash in! And neither Faker nor Effort have their flash. They immediately get taken down.
It's over.
Legendary is Haru. A double kill comes in. This game is all but done as Teddy now on the run. Vista with a million stacks on his weapon, trying to stop the wave from coming in. Is the Aatrox. Kana trying his best, but they just say, we'll go top lane. We don't care about the mid lane. Let's see if they can actually push it in.
Yeah, they're calling to end the game here. Couldn't quite locate the Gragas. Kana and Cuz. Cuz doesn't even have ultimate. I think this is going to be the end. The heels on wheels for Hanwha Life.
They're zooming. The zoomies are real with the Yuumi coming on in. Now, 17 seconds on Faker. They're trying to delay this as much as possible, but another Horn is up and available. But they're going for kills rather than turrets. And now Effort's going to be up here trying to get the play down, trying to deny this. Kana trying to stop the minions from coming in at the same time. You'll see that backdoor protection coming in.
No minions!
Yeah, they don't have the minions. That's the main thing. Kana with a big play.
Stone plate.
Baker's still alive here.
The turret's alive!
And Baker's not being doped this time. Will they just click the Nexus? The bullet time is going to come in. They're trying to click down the Nexus. Can Hanwha Life do it? They just got to click on that damn Nexus, and they will. And it looks like finally Tempt will be able to take that one out. Very close at the end of it. GG, Hanwha Life gonna take the 2-1.
What a close ending. The bot lane was open. So if they got clean ace there, I'm not exactly sure how the death timers will line up, but that would have converted into Elder for T1, and then so much more. And so, what an exciting game, though. I mean, for me, this is very exciting for me. For many people watching this, they probably feel like they need to go to a local clinic.
Get themselves checked out for Soraka virus.
Yeah, I am on a cloud right now. You know, like...
How do you think Faker feels after that one?
I think Faker is wondering what just happened. But
He looks a little bit shook up after that one.
now this is another really good example of compositional power that is so nice to see, even though there was a lot of blunders that game. Missed Ornn ultimates, missed Soraka ultimates, at very key moments, getting outflanked at several points. T1 did a phenomenal job at outdancing Hanwha Life at so many points of the game, but eventually, the team composition, it just does too much, and then it speaks for itself, and it doesn't matter how many errors you can end up making, it just allows you so much forgiveness at them, and you just, I don't even know. I am so glad that we got to see one of the best hyper carries in the game, Soraka, because it's not a hyper carry in the traditional sense, and I really hope that this game gets to open a lot of viewers' eyes that there is different ways to carry the game that isn't just objective control and raw damage. It is AoE protection over so many champions, denying and removing the strength from the opponents.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly true. We saw it before our own eyes. It feels like the old days of, you know, a bunch of tanks and Kog'Maw and healers and Lulu and stuff like that, but it's like new age, right? There's Soraka, there's Yuumi, a newer champion that comes in.
And Yuumi just got buffed.
Yeah.
In 10-3. And
It's
Soraka
things are only
didn't
gonna
get nerfed.
I know. That's the insane
Now,
part. I don't know how that's even
Will
possible.
the LCK actually acknowledge how disgustingly powerful these two champions, especially in combo with one another, are? Because that's the real question mark. There's been so many extremely strong champions the LCK has refused to pick up at certain points. Karthus, one of them, although Cuz on T1 is one of the Karthus players.
How about Ornn?
Ornn?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not just the LCK, that's the world.
Yeah, the world.
The world doesn't quite understand the ornament and just how strong he is. He's been broken for over a year.
Yeah, I mean, you were saying that last year.
We're saying it in spring.
Yeah.
2019, that Ornn is one of the best in the game. And so we're just taking a look at the highlights here. Honestly, is there anything Soraka can't cure? I'm not quite sure. She seems to have the answers for everything. Really nice kit. Really worried, actually, about how Riot's going to approach nerfing her in 10-4. They've already said that they are going to do that. And it does always make me sad if champions like this get removed from the mainstream meta, because I feel like they offer so much more diversity. They offer a really nice spin.
Yeah, a different way to win the game.
Yes.
Rather than just your normal kind of 80 carry.
And you know what?
Tank mid.
If T1 had won this game, absolutely Kana's the MVP. He had such an impressive performance with his Aatrox, doing so much work inside of teamfights. It really felt like a Kana V9 in so many different aspects of this game. He did so well on this champion.
Arguably, though, I feel like he is one of the only champions in their composition that could do anything against a Olaf running straight at you, or, you know, getting just demolished by an Ornhorn. He was always getting the great flanks, and as an Aatrox, incredible mobility, ability to get away from this kind of composition. I mean, what are you going to do when you're Faker without Flash?
Yeah, there's
Nothing.
really nothing you can do there. And the quick decisions by Hanwha Life to capitalize on these mispositions of T1. Obviously, you can see T1, they don't have as much forgiveness for their champions. They have to walk a much thinner line, and even then, they're often still at a disadvantage. Now, this was really good by Kana. He identifies, we're not going to win this just by fighting them. I'm going to try to kite back, pull the minions, and this will give the turret the armor that doesn't get influenced by the minion proximity. They almost stayed alive there. MF, obviously, at the top of the damage chart. Turns out that when 5 champions are just tanking your ultimate, you will deal a lot of damage.
Yeah. Early on in the game, Cask and bullet time mattered.
Yeah.
Later on in the game, not at all. Not even a little bit. They were getting fully casted bullet times on top of the entire team, and then Soraka just pressed R, and
you know what?
then was staying alive with full health.
The highlight for this today, for me is Hanwha Life lived up to expectations with what they talked about in regards to the draft.
True.
I am so happy to cast a game like this and see it. I love Soraka. That's what LS actually stands for. Love Soraka.
Love Soraka? Oh, we figured it out. Okay.
That is it.
Somebody Photoshop, like Soraka and LS together like this. That would be nice.
A tan needs to just draw an image.
Get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe we can be burning Morello together. Yeah. That would be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
That'd be perfectly fine. Put Yumi on my shoulder.
Yeah.
That's some artwork I can get behind.
I like it.
Yeah.
Where does Ornn go?
Where does Ornn go? What do you mean?
Maybe just replace your face with
He
Ornn's
built the lighter.
face.
He built the bonfire,
okay,
you know?
Yeah.
Like,
he
come
sets
on.
he puts the whole thing together.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, yeah. Does Olaf count?
Ridiculous.
Is he part of this?
Tom's waiting in the background in case the cops come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's gonna take us away
Devour
on his
you.
boat. Yeah.
Spit you out across the border. Yeah. Well, that was a pretty crazy series, the way it went. Lots of fun stuff from Hanwha Life.
If only there was a way that Top Tom could still exist. Soraka goes mid. Then you get like a Kog'Maw or a Jinx. And you throw an Ivern in the jungle. I think I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I hope that we go to MVP break
Where's
soon.
the Yumi go?
On
There's a lot of options
on the Kog'Maw.
now. Yeah.
Of course.
There's a lot of options now, Ban away the Yumi, maybe you just
Maybe
go
just
for
throw in a Lulu.
A Lulu instead.
Karma?
Karma top? No, but then it's like, no, it's not the same.
I'm getting hot flashes right now.
You just ban away. Okay, I don't understand how Haru gets
What?
it, but at the end of the day, he was the one getting the kills, so I suppose they were really happy with that. Moment of silence for the MVP vote here. Oh, I mean the POG vote. Sorry about that. As Kana was really the only one doing much. He used a lot of his burst though onto the 80 carry. 80 carry was not the real carry. Real carry here was Cube.
It really was.
Yeah.
You think Olaf can do all this without Soraka and Yumi?
No.
No.
Absolutely no. No, he can't. We've seen it. How many games of Olaf have we seen where he just runs in and dies? Well, you guys remember when he flashed in and used his buttons? Wow, what a great performance there from the Olaf. I'm really taken aback.
All right.
Gotta love that vote.
Yeah. Okay. I want to see the tallies. I want to see.
Do we get to see it for game 3?
Yeah, we do. We do.
Okay.
I do believe that we get to see the tallies. We got to see them yesterday. So I'm really curious because that really doesn't make any sense. I really don't understand it at all.
We're getting a secret message here.
Everyone but us voted for Olaf.
Everyone else voted for Olaf. I'm going to pull the LS here and just walk on. Either way, guys, I'm going to hand it over to Ji-sun. She'll help us with the translation of the interview.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Ji-sun with the interview translation. And let's hear from Haru Cube from Hanwha Life Esports picking up 2-2-1 victory. Cube, how are you feeling right now? For game 1, I was really proactive, so I enjoyed playing it. And Haru, you were playing against your former team, right? I actually don't really pay too much attention outside the game. I just wanted to have a fun game in-game wise. Haru, how's your life in Hanwha Life Esports? I'm super satisfied. Our coaching staff and also our teammates are taking a good care of me. So that's why maybe I'm looking so happy. Before going into this interview, I want to ask you about this Vista as a starting player. I have no big thoughts about it. That was a decision from our coaching staff. Cube, your performance on set in game number 1 was incredible. So people are taking a few runes on the champion. So what's the better rune, Conqueror or the Aftershock? Conqueror has gives you a lot of advances in terms of 1v1 fight, and Well, Aftershock is also good in terms of defensive fights. And we had a lot of wombo combos in Hanwha Life Esports competition for game number 1. You had a very bold engagement. Because they were kind of in the front. That was the only reason why I ran in. But you were the only one rushing in. Was that dangerous? Well, if I rush in, I believe my teammates will just follow. Set Rumble was a great teamfight comp, but is there any other part for that comp? When it comes with sets, you can also put Rides, and also Mordekaiser is good with any compositions. So, was that because Cube was good or Sat is strong? I think Sat did a lot of work, to be honest. Well, you guys did drop game number 2, but game number 3, Haru was a monster. And the coaching staff, players are keep saying that Haru will make something happen this year. And today, game number 3 was about it. I think that my performance is improved a lot. And for that game number 3, we actually could end the game earlier. However, we were a bit afraid to, so the game was a bit extended, so we have to work on it as well. I used to be a little bit of a coward, but I've become very bold. And Yumi on Lihan's was awesome as well. So I guess you guys have been practicing that. Yumi Olaf comp, so who's the main caller for that? See you, Lihan's is the main shot caller in that kind of composition. Yeah, Hanwha Live players were really loud playing this game. Well, I'm not, but Lihan is really loud. I just kind of follow the mood in our team. Do you like Lihan's style? Very interactive and active for communication. He's really always friendly, so I really like him. Well, thanks to that synergy, Haru was able to pick up that quadra kill as a jungler. Well, actually, T1 had a really nice position in the flank. Did you expect this big victory in this fight? Well, at that point, I was sure I was not going to die, no matter how far I go in. Well, weren't you sad you missed the pentakill? Well, pentakill doesn't really matter if you get the victory. I value victory higher. After a couple of teamfight victories, we knew that we will be able to break down the Nexus in the end. And also Soraka. I mean, Hanwha Life Esports was trying a lot of creative composition. Our coaching staff always suggests new composition champions, and also the players and me also like suggest some better and new champions. So it's a communication each other. So you're going to be playing against Kiin in your upcoming series. So, how are we going to prepare for that top lane matchup? Any message for Kiin? I mean, Kiin is not good at talking or interviews, but he is so good at game. However, I believe it's not a matter of top lane competition. Nofe has a lot of information of Africa, so I'm trusting that. And I'm always confident. Kibe, your confidence also boosts my confidence. I kind of get why are you so confident as well. And Haru, what's your goal for this split? We always, when you play game, we always try to show fun games. That's the goal for us as a team. It's only a spring split, but our coaching staff always told spring season is about trying, you know? But I really want to get the title for the spring split. So T1 fell to brand new Hanwha Life Esports, and this will be the end of the interview with the main characters, Kyuve, Haru from Hanwha Life Esports. Thank you.
Thank you, Ji-sun, as always, for the wonderful translation there. Good to hear from the boys from Hanwha Life. And, yeah, very well-deserved victories over T1 there in this series. I feel like it really came down to the compositions and the drafts in that one.
Yeah, and this is the really big concern because this is 6 games now, and not even including Keswick Cup in last year, where T1 are constantly plaguing themselves before the game even starts. And I don't know what to really say about it at this point. The players are obviously all really, really good, and so sometimes it doesn't matter. Or sometimes the drafts are much closer, like in game number 2.
Game 2 is a perfect example, right?
But in game number 3, Kana was really trying to put the world on his shoulders and try to carry that game with a lot of his flanks and just the Aatrox play in general. And so if they can tighten that up, identify, you know, drafting in general, their players are all phenomenal. And their ability to work as a team, be patient, and do all those things is really great. It's really exciting on the flip side, though, to see Hanwha Life now. We might actually finally have a team that shakes up the meta inside of the LCK, and we'll see what ones follow suit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that are calling Hanwha Life the G2 of Korea. I feel like some of their drafting was pretty fun to watch, at least, after that. We will be back, guys, in about 30 minutes for the next matchup. Don't go anywhere.